welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sunday meal prep video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Christy and I'm currently following the WW Blue program, but I will provide you with the points for all three programs if you're following WW. This video is actually going to be a very quick meal prep video this week because today is Mother's Day. So I know by the time you see this it will be past Mother's Day, but I again want to say happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there, regardless what type of mother you are, mother, grandmother, stepmother, foster mother, whatever. And as I forgot to say the other day, fur baby mother, because a lot of us are mothers of fur babies. So happy Mother's Day to you all as well. So I am doing a very quick meal prep this week. For breakfast, I'm doing chocolate chip peanut butter overnight oats. I haven't had those in a while. And for lunch, I'm doing barbecue chicken with some frozen vegetables. Very simple, easy meal prep. And in fact, the chicken's already cooked. I had my husband grill it last night. We actually had steaks for dinner last night, and I asked him to barbecue up some chicken breast so that I could use that for meal prep, and that would save me some time today. So that's what I'm showing you. I have no dinners that I'm pre-packaging this week because I'm going to be doing some slow cooker freezer meals this week that I already had prepped, and nothing to prep for snacks. So like I said, very quick and easy meal prep this week. So if you want to see how I handle certain holidays, but I still want to meal prep and still be on track for the week, then stay with me. Okay, so we're going to get started with breakfast, and like I said, these are super easy to make. These are the chocolate chip peanut butter overnight oats. These are 6 points on blue and green and 3 points on purple. Basically what you do is you just put them all in a mason jar, put them in your fridge, and then you eat them cold the next day. I've never warmed these up, so I can't tell you how they taste warm. I actually love them cold. I have a few overnight oats recipes on my website. As always, I'll include the link for the recipe down in the description box below, and I will also include the link for anything items that I use, like these mason jars. I think these are the 8-ounce mason jars. These are the smaller ones. I usually use the big ones if I'm going to be putting fruit on the top of my overnight oats, but I'm not going to be doing that with these ones. The only thing I'm going to be doing is topping them with about a teaspoon of mini chocolate chips. So what I'll do is make one of them, and then I'll go through and make the others, but I'll just do the first one to show you what I'm using. So the first thing I'm going to put in it is 1/3 cup of oats. As you can see, I have a very big box of oats. I actually haven't made overnight oats in a while, I think, because I bought this at Sam's Club when we went, and it's been a couple months since we've gone to Sam's Club, and I just opened this. So we want 1/3 of a cup of oats in there. And then we are going to add 1/2 cup of unsweetened almond milk. I prefer the vanilla unsweetened almond milk in my oats. I just like the taste of it better. That's completely up to you. I'm using the Silk brand. Usually I use the Aldi kind. I think it's called Friendly Farms. Both of them scan out to 0 points for 1/2 cup. The next thing I'm going to put in there is 1/2 tablespoon of chia seeds. This is optional. These are really good for your heart. They're great heart health. These actually expand in liquid, so if you're not using these, I would probably say to cut down a little bit on the almond milk or add a little bit of oats, keeping in mind that if you add the oats, it may add points. What I would do if I wasn't using these is I would probably just cut down to maybe a little over 1/3 of a cup of the almond milk. But it depends on the consistency. One thing with overnight oats is you really have to play around with them to get them to your liking. Overnight oats are kind of one of those things that people either love them or they hate them, depending on the way they're made. I have had to try so many different variations of this, but you just have to play around because the consistency, I like mine really thick, so the consistency, the taste, you have to play around with those. So next thing you want is a teaspoon of brown sugar substitute. I actually have Lakanto and Swerve. On my website, I said that I use Swerve because that's what I used to use at the time. I have since been using Lakanto because I couldn't find Swerve one time. I really like the Lakanto. I actually choose this kind. The brown sugar substitutes like this are expensive, but I don't use them a whole lot, so it's worth it to me. So we want 1 teaspoon of brown sugar substitute. The next thing that we're gonna put in there is 2 tablespoons of PB2, and I just use the plain PB2. Now, I will say that normally I would be weighing this out because PB2 is kind of one of those things, it's kind of like flour where when you weigh it, it's way different than when you measure it. But my scale is not working. I just replaced the batteries, but when I was making a recipe last night and weighing out my food, it was not working properly. And the last thing we need is a tablespoon of sugar-free syrup. I'm actually using Mrs. Butterworth's this time. I love the Maple Farms. I think it's called Maple Farms sugar-free. That's my favorite. But I have used Mrs. Butterworth's and also Log Cabin. I have some Log Cabin in my fridge. So 1 tablespoon of that. So then you want to take a knife and just mix that up real good. You don't want to stir it really hard, like vigorous. Just stir it easily. And that will all thicken up. And with the PB2, you can do that to your liking. You can add a little bit more, a little bit less. If you add more, it may add points though, so just make sure to account for that. And so I can feel it already thickening up because of those chia seeds. So after it's in the fridge overnight, it's really gonna thicken up quite a bit. So the last thing I'm gonna do is just add a teaspoon of chocolate chips. And you just add those right over the top. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Put the top on there and they will go in the fridge overnight. So I'm just gonna go through and do the rest of these.
Saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you.
Okay, that's it. Done with those. Like I said, those are so easy to make. I will sometimes do enough for 4 days of these. They do hold. They're still good after the 4 days. So I'm gonna set this stuff aside and then show you how easy it's gonna be to do my lunches. Okay, before I get started with lunch, I am gonna do some hard-boiled eggs. So I really have been enjoying just having some hard-boiled eggs in the fridge, just in case I just want a little bit of extra protein or just something to munch on that's 0 points. So I am going to put just about a half a cup of water in the bottom of my Instant Pot. And then I am using these free-range brown eggs. I'm going to do 6 of them. So I'm just going to set them right on the rack. My top on. And then I'm just going to put these on regular for 7 minutes. Okay. So now we're moving on to lunch. For lunch, like I said, I'm doing barbecued chicken. So as you can see, my husband already barbecued this last night. So for each portion, I have just about 4 ounces. There's about 24 ounces here. I didn't weigh it because we're on blue. If you're on green though, you of course would want to weigh it out. The barbecue sauce that we used is actually Sweet Baby Ray's. I had my husband put 1 tablespoon on each serving, which is 2 points of the Sweet Baby Ray's. You definitely could use the sugar-free like G Hughes. That would be 0 points. But we prefer Sweet Baby Ray's and we prefer to take the points for it. So for blue and purple, it's going to be 2 points for the chicken with the barbecue sauce. And then I decided to go ahead and put cottage cheese with it. I have the Daisy low-fat cottage cheese. This is 2 points for ½ cup. And then the vegetables that I'm using is vegetable medley. I get these at Sam's Club. It comes in like 4 steamable bags. And these will be 0. Usually what I do when I prep these for lunch, I just put them right in here frozen. I put them in here frozen and then they cook throughout the week when I reheat whatever I'm reheating. But because the chicken is fully cooked, I don't want to overheat the chicken, and it's probably only going to take maybe 30 seconds to a minute to reheat. So I'm actually steaming my vegetables in the microwave right now. And then that way I will just very briefly heat everything up. For the cottage cheese, I am actually going to use these little muffin tins and just put 1 in each container. That way I can pull the cottage cheese out before I heat the chicken and vegetables. So we're just going to put 1 of these in each thing. Alright, so we're going to do ½ cup, and again, I normally would weigh this out, but since my scale's not working, I'm assuming that's just going to fill that right up. Yeah, okay. I hope that my top, I better make sure my top's going to fit on there. I think it will. Yeah, that's fine. I'm assuming that's how many, yeah, there's 6 ½ cup servings in this container. So it's a good thing I had this size container. So now I can clearly see that I used too much in that first one. I thought it looked like I did. And that, my friends, is why I like to weigh it. So I had a little bit too much in these first ones. So that will be easy. Then when we go to have those, I can just pull those out. So now I'm just going to go through and just put the chicken in there. So something you can do with this too is you can always make your chicken ahead of time and freeze it. And my vegetables just got done, so let me grab those. I had 2 of them in there, so they feel like they're not quite done. Sometimes when you do 2 at a time, it doesn't cook them as good, but that's okay because we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be reheating, so they're still gonna cook the day that we reheat them. All right, so I basically just want to split this up. I have 2 bags, so just split each one up between the 3. Alright, that's it for lunch. So my eggs kicked over to warm, so now I'm going to just throw those in an ice bath. And then I will put everything out and show you what we ended up with. No dinners or snacks to do this week. Okay, so here is our quick meal prep. And it's quick, but really good. I'm really looking forward to this week. So down here, I have my hard-boiled eggs. And of course, those are 0 on blue and purple and 2 points per egg on green. And as always, my snacks, I always have sugar-free pudding, yogurts. I have some Granny Smith apples. I also have a big watermelon. I forgot all about that. I could have definitely cut that up. So I'm not gonna bother. You guys know, you've seen me cut up fruit before. So just keep in mind that I will be having watermelon that I'll cut up. And I have some other fruit too that I didn't get out. These are the oatmeals, the overnight oats. So as you can see, they're already starting to thicken. And I'm telling you, those are so good. So these are 6 points on blue and green and 3 points on purple. And then my lunches. So I have the barbecue chicken. And again, these are 2 points on blue and purple because of the barbecue sauce, because I use Sweet Baby Ray's. So if you're on green, it's going to be 2 points for the barbecue sauce plus however much chicken you use. You'll have to count your chicken on that. And then 2 points for the cottage cheese. It's half a cup is 2 points of this kind, and then 0 for the vegetables. So on blue and purple, this is going to be a 4-point lunch, and then on green, it will be 4 points plus however much chicken you have. And then, of course, I didn't have dinners this week, so that's it for this week. All right, everyone, I think this was the quickest meal prep I've ever done. But super simple and super good, though. I'm really looking forward to the meals this week. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Make sure to click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload new content. And thank you all so much for watching. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. I appreciate your support. I'll see you in my next video. I'm Christy, and I'm planning us healthy.